Hey guys, Mike in the woods here. Another year, which means an updated look into everything that's in my everyday carry bag. So suffice it to say, it's been a very strange year. Since the, shall we say, global health crisis hit, I've been working from home for almost a year come March. While I still get use out of my EDC bag, it hasn't really been as useful now that I'm home more often than not. I'm a programmer by trade, so my day-to-day keeps me in relatively urban areas, and the contents of my EDC bag will reflect that. For the most part, I've refined what's in my EDC bag down to exactly what I need, so it won't be too different from what was in last year's. I'll link that up at the top if you're interested, but there are a few changes. So without further ado, let's take a look. Okay, so same bag as always. This is the Condor Messenger Bag. This is, oh man, it's got to be approaching almost 10 years old at this point. I know Condor gets a lot of slack, but honestly, this bag's been holding up perfectly fine. It does have a few issues. One of the zippers isn't pinching the zip properly, so if I zip it up a certain way, it'll actually split open. And on the back here, you can see that the outer lining is worn away, and even the inner lining is starting to wear through to the foam on the inside. That being said, it still works perfectly fine, but it is something I'm keeping an eye on. So, as always, we'll start off with what's on the outside of the bag. First and foremost, what is always the most important in every person's EDC, the coffee. As you can see, I swapped out which particular Contigo mug I was using. This one, super manly. I love it. Keeps my coffee hot. Honestly, would keep it hot for pretty much half of the day. I'm a very slow coffee drinker, so when I'm out and about, I prefer to have something like this so that I don't drink lukewarm or cold coffee, because that's gross. I don't know how people can drink iced coffee. So also on the outside, I've got a carabiner with my keys on it. I've got my broken car key. Have you ever tried to replace these things? These things are expensive. It's like $450 to get a new key programmed. That's ridiculous. I refuse to pay that. So it still locks and unlocks my car, but between me and my fiance, we've only got the one car key. This just has to last me for about another year until I get my Cybertruck, and I don't have to worry about that anymore. So also on here, I've got a pair of nail clippers, fob to my front door, and a dog tag. I'm not going to show it because it's got my personal information on it, but essentially in the event I lose my keys and my bag, if it happens to be attached to it, it has my number on there so people can call me if they're decent human beings and be like, yo, I found your bag. Where are you at? I'll be like, bring it to me and I'll give you like 20 bucks or something. And also on the outside, just got a simple flashlight, nothing crazy, just enough to see in the event it gets dark or the lights go out or something. Also on the outside is my very, very freshly refreshed first aid kit on the outside. Got everything going everywhere. So I got some gauze that I put in there. This is brand new. I may or may not have only finally cleaned out my first aid kit this morning in preparation for this video. Shh, don't tell anyone. Got a brand new set of Band-Aids, just some standard normal Band-Aids, a little on the large side, just to be safe. Got a bottle of ibuprofen, which is actually empty right now. I need to replace that. This is like the no-name brand equivalent of Imodium. I have a few on the go here. As you can see, I make use of this a little more than any normal person probably should. I've also got the opposite, X-Lax. So, as I always say in bags where this comes up, having digestive medicine in your first aid kit, whether it's EDC or stuff for the backcountry, is always something you should really consider if you haven't already. It's come in handy numerous times, especially when you're out in the woods eating a really weird diet. If you're anything like me, your guts don't appreciate the weird change in diet. Anyways, I also got in here some Benadryl, a couple of really large bandages in case anything crazy happens, another large bandage, some alcohol wipes for disinfecting use, a set of gloves that I keep in a plastic bag so they're nice and clean, an extra chapstick. Okay, so I guess we'll start from the front, work our way back. In the front, this is more of my day-to-day commonly used stuff. In here, given the nature of how the past year has been, this isn't my primary mask. It's an extra, a backup in case I lose the one that I keep in my pocket, which I've done from time to time. So this way I know I have an extra in the event that I lose my primary mask. I've got the charger for my Microsoft Surface Go tablet, which is my main computational device for everyday travel. And I also take it with me when I'm on stuff like skate packing trips. Passport, which is actually expired. I need to renew that, so it's kind of dead weight in there right now. Bank book. A couple snacks in case I get hungry. If I get super hungry and I don't have food, I actually start to feel really sick. I should probably get tested for like hypoglycemia or something. And the last thing that's in the front there is just a lighter. I don't actually smoke. That's just there in the event of an emergency circumstance. I need to start a fire, or if somebody pesters me for light for a smoke or something. All right, into the main section. This is my less commonly used stuff. I've got just a reusable shopping bag, just in case I go and buy something or I'm carrying something and I need to have my hands free. I can actually clip this to the carabiner that's on the outside of my bag. Also in here I've got what I dubbed my electronics survival kit, which is basically just stuff to keep my phone charged and stuff for my tablet and stuff like that. So I've got a battery bank. I get about a charge and a half for my phone off of that. Charging cable for my phone. Adapter for the cigarette plug on a car to USB. This is a micro SD to USB adapter. My tablet only takes micro SD cards and USB-C. So this way, if I want to transfer stuff to and from computers, I could take the micro SD out, stick it in this, and then that connects to the USB. Wall adapter, USB cord for charging the battery bank, and the pouch itself, which is just some crappy Dollarama bag that I stuck it in to keep it all separated. Also in here, I've got my survival tin. I won't do a complete breakdown because I actually have a separate video dedicated to just what's in here. I'll link it up at the top of the screen if you're interested. But I'll just do a quick overview of what's in here. Essentially, this is my portable survival kit. So in the very, very rare circumstance that I just happen to find myself in some crazy circumstance where I'm actually fighting for survival. Like I said, I live in a very urban area. I know the chances of me ever having to deal with a situation like this in my normal day-to-day life, very, very, very slim, like winning the lottery slim, but this takes up no weight and no space, and it has use if I go in the backcountry, so I keep this in there anyways. And that just has matches, sewing needle, striker, fishing line, bag for carrying water, some alcohol wipes, a wire saw, some duct tape, there's a tiny flashlight, a tiny ferro rod, a tiny compass, just your basic super light, super portable survival kit. Like I said, go check out that video if you want a complete, super in-depth breakdown of everything that's in there. Also in here, I have my very super outdated business cards. Like I said, I'm a programmer by trade. It's always good to have some business cards to hand out. Very outdated. I need to get a new set done up. I'm pretty sure I said that last year and the year before that. Got an extra pair of socks in case my socks get wet. A pair of candles in case the lights go out and I need a permanent source of flame and or light. These will last like a couple hours each. Got a pocket knife, a folder, very heavy duty one that my dad gave to me many, many years ago. This is in here for just as much sentimental value as there is utility. It's a very good pocket knife. I don't want to lose it, so I keep it in my EDC bag where it's nice and safe and sound, along with the rest of my EDC equipment. Got a pair of cutlery in here. Ideally, I want to get something that's a little lighter and smaller. This is obscenely large. This was part of my one of the old military mess kits I bought. The reason this is in here is twofold. Number one, if I go and get food, I don't have to worry about if the place will supply cutlery or not. Number two, it's better for the environment. Rather than waste single-use plastics, like forks and knives and stuff, I've got my own durable set of cutlery, and it's nowhere near as flimsy as the crappy plastic ones. Also in here, I've got another one of those Advil bottles. This one, though, serves as my sewing kit, so I can't really see it in there because I got it covered up, but there's needles in there and a bunch of thread for sewing, just in case I need to do on-the-fly gear repair. Also in here is some emergency toilet paper. If you've ever been to a Walmart bathroom, you know exactly why I carry my own toilet paper. Got a small little baggie of cordage just in case I need it. It's nothing crazy, it's just some dollar store mason twine. And the last thing that's in that section is just a bandana. What I was using this for the longest time is I would actually sometimes go to work on my electric skateboard, and if there was snow and stuff out, it would start leaking off the board. So I would sit this on the ground and sit the board on this so I didn't get the office floor all wet and dank from salty snow dripping off my electric skateboard. Now it's just in there in case I need like a napkin or a small towel fall or something. And it also doubles, again, in the event of a crazy emergency, it doubles as a filter to filter out sediment from water before I boil it. So that's it for that section. As for the last section in the main compartments, I've got the very back here. This is where I keep my books and my tablet. So right here, I've got this big sketchbook. So if I'm working on various ideas like a design for a 3D print or something programming related and I need to sketch or write stuff out, this is where I do it. Just this big 8.5 by 11 style sketchbook. If I have more concise business related notes, so stuff as it pertains to improving the YouTube channel or one of the other crazy projects I got going on, I've got a specific little notebook that I use for that. Just as an example, one of the things I did recently is plot out where I expect to be in terms of YouTube over the next year or so. Spoiler alert, I'm already falling behind. But it just plots out where I expect to be in terms of numbers for subscribers and ad revenue and that sort of thing. I also have in here the book that I'm currently reading, which is just an idiot's guide to SEO and optimization. I've also got my tablet, which is the Microsoft Surface Go, which is turning on right now apparently. I love this thing. It replaced my old laptop that required a separate like laptop style bag. Now I just have this and it fits into this very small, very neat, very compact. Keyboard comes off where it can be just a tablet, or you can just put it back on. I've also got an old and very holey and probably needs to be replaced dollar store rain poncho in case I'm out walking and it starts raining. I mean, it's better than nothing still, I suppose, but yeah. So that's it for that section. Now we move on to the smaller compartment stuff on the bottom. Okay, so in the bottom here, I've got a few pouches. Let's start off with what you see in the front here. I've got a set of AAA batteries. So that flashlight you saw actually uses AAA batteries. So this gives me a bunch of extras so that I never really have to worry about running out of batteries in a situation where I need to use my flashlight for an extended period of time. I've also got my main compass in there on the inside. There's not too many things in here right now. All I've got is my V-style knife sharpener for keeping my multi-tool and my pocket knife relatively sharp for everyday carry purposes, and a measuring tape in case I need to measure the size of something. If I'm like getting a piece of furniture or I need to make sure like a piece of wood or something is the right size for a project, just like that sort of thing, I have that in there. It's very small, very compact. I actually got this in a battle box for tracking purposes, but it went in my EDC bag because that's where I decided I needed it. In here, this is like my, I guess you'd say my toiletries section. Hand sanitizer, oh so useful in current event situations. A crumbled up hotel style soap bar in case I'm staying over at someone's place. I have my own soap. I mean, it's broken into many pieces, but still usable, I suppose. A now empty thing of shampoo for similar purposes if I'm staying over. And same here with my toothbrush. So you'll enjoy this, especially you ultralighters who are watching this. So I couldn't find a toothbrush that would fit in this, so I bought a normal toothbrush and I actually sawed the end down so that it would fit in here. I know people have said to me that creates like a place for bacteria to fester and grow, and it's kind of looking funky down there, but whatever, it works. I'm sure I'm taking my life into my own hands with that one. The very last section on the bottom here is this, and that's just where I keep my writing utensils, nothing crazy. So in here I've got a highlighter, I've got a black pen, I've got a blue pen, and I've got a Sharpie. So that's it, that's everything that I have in my everyday carry bag. Hopefully this has been useful to you if you're looking at building or updating your own, or if you're wondering who's someone who's a programmer by day and likes to go into the backcountry on the weekend, what they put in their everyday carry bag. I'm Canadian, so I can't really have anything too crazy like a concealed carry or something like that. I've been building this bag for many years now. It's slowly been refined down to what's pretty much its permanent contents. Stuff will always change going forward, but for the most part, I don't think you'll see it change too crazily from one year to the next. If you're interested in the bag itself or any of the gear that I have, I'll leave some Amazon affiliate links in the description of the video, so check those out if you're interested. If you're new to the channel, I combine fun, futuristic technology with traditional outdoors experiences, so consider checking out some of my other videos and subscribing if that's your thing. Thanks for watching, guys, and as always, I'll catch you next video.